What is going on, everyone? It's Andy, the guy creating more believers on this channel than Joel Osteen, coming back with you after a raker's delight, as I like to call it. Every single last thing went the way that we, and by we, I always mean me, thought it would. The Devils, they continued that play. It had losses against Boston and Carolina, although they played well enough to win. All the 5-on-5 metrics showed it. They threw a nice beating to Detroit. That was an easy win. Then in the next game, we won. We won the under. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you saw the tomfoolery before that game. They declared Vasilevsky was starting. Then all of a sudden he wasn't starting. Then all of a sudden he was starting again. Then he was sick and didn't start. So we had to deal with Brian Elliott on a back-to-back, and we still somehow survived the under 6.5. And you want to know why that is? Because the Minnesota Wild are an Andy team, not a team that just makes me win. If I was running a hockey organization, it would be like the Hurricanes and it would be like the Wild. It's a nightmare to play against, multiple lines who are just giving you nonstop effort, and it's a frustrating experience to try to score, and they make things hard on you. They run 4 lines and they make life difficult for you. I've always appreciated that style of hockey because it yields the best results. Now the Wild just have to transfer that to the playoffs, where they always seem to struggle. But we hit the under in that game. Braden Point came through with the point, and did you see Stamkos letting those shots fly on the power play, just as I had suggested? That was fantastic. And then lastly, the sniff of the night, the first period in Anaheim. Hey, you know how I've been preaching about betting against teams on the second half of back-to-backs? And yes, it's not going to work out every time. The same way blackjack doesn't work out for the house every time. But in the long run, it's a winner. And that's what we're looking for here. The long-term blackjack runs. And last night, it was a little bit better than 60%. And we'll look to continue that Thursday. However, I looked at the full slate. Usually, I know that they stack games on a Thursday. I just assumed there was going to be a bunch that I like. There aren't that many that I like. And relax if you're one of those people coming in. Oh, this guy always hedges his own bets. He always comes out and says, well, there's not that stuff. What do you want me to say? If there aren't that many bets that I like, should I just lie to you and say, oh, no, I love them. I love them all, and take them all and lose all your money? No, I would rather be honest with you and say, the same way I said last night, that Dallas Stars could be a rat. I see more potential cheese on the board tonight, and I ain't eating any of that Munster on a Thursday. And I see some of it out there, and if you see something, say something, and that's what I'm going to do for some of those games that could potentially be traps. Another thing that I should tell you about is the DraftKings Sportsbook promotion. I saw that. Now I'm going to tell you about it. It's $5. You bet on anything. Money line. DraftKings Sportsbook is going to credit you with $200. No gimmicks. No, oh, you got to score in the first half. You bet $5. You're getting $200. That's what DraftKings Sportsbook has. Just check the specifics in the description of this video. They will provide a link that will take you there. So what do you want me to start? You want me to start with rats, sniffs, everything in between? Well, I'll just rifle off the games that I'm scared to take. Ones where you're like, oh, I got to take that. It's just too easy. Oh, Carolina after a loss and they're coming home and they might be getting Max Pacioretty back. Oh, you got to take Carolina? No. No. I don't like that one. They've conceded 5 goals and 4 goals in back-to-back games. Let's just put the brakes on for a second. I don't know if you're thinking under or Carolina. You might have to press pause on this. Now, look, they're a team. Love how they play. They should be able to bounce back. Brind'Amour is a great coach when it comes to getting them up for the next game. They give a lot of effort, almost to the point where they get criticized. They don't have enough juice left in the playoffs. But I just want to see one first before I'm betting on Carolina again. 9 goals in 2 games is very not like them. Let's see if they stabilize that ship. The Rangers, after a big win, you would think, let's go to Montreal. Let's bet on the Rangers, right? Why is it only like minus 190, 200? So that should be minus 280. Just like Dallas last night. So when you show me that, I'll show you a potential rat. Maybe not. Maybe, one of these that I tell you is just going to be flat out wrong. But I don't like how that looks. However, Artemi Panarin is a very streaky scorer, and when he gets going, he really gets going. And they have his point total at over 1.5. If you want to take that, you can take that. However, I'm not betting on the Rangers on this one. The Bruins, oh my God, minus 160? They have 4 losses on the... Relax. The Kings went into Boston and beat them in overtime 3-2. I would not be surprised if you're looking at the same type of situation tonight. And if you bet on the Bruins, do you really want to be looking at that overtime? I don't think so. That could be another potential rat. Toronto, I don't know what to do with that. What did they lose? 6-5 to the Blues in their last game? And then you had the Kraken, back-to-back wins by multiple goals? I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. A lot of tricky ones. Pittsburgh versus Vegas. Eichel's coming back. All right, so let me give you what I was able to kind of squeak out of these picks. First of all, ready for this? The Philadelphia Flyers. Bunch of wins on that West Coast trip. Very impressive. You knew whether you like him or you hate him, Tortorella is going to get maximum effort out of these players. He has. They've won a couple in a row. They beat those Kings when it was tied in the third. They went into Anaheim. They beat them pretty good. I hate to say it, they're weirdly on one of their rolls. Remember, they got in that early season roll. Now they're coming home. They're playing Arizona. I really like Philadelphia in this one. I'm even comfortable enough to take them with the 60-minute line. So I'm going Philadelphia Flyers at home against the Arizona Coyotes for my first one. Then, next one, I can just be honest with you, you're probably not going to like. No, you will. The one after that, you might not like. Okay. Remember Columbus the other night? We took the under on them because they have not enough offense, and they were going against Ottawa, who is embracing a little bit more of a defensive and, keywords a little bit. But now they're at home, and they're facing Washington. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, we got to bet on Washington. Look, Washington, they've lost 2 of 3. And, they do have, they have Oshie back. However, I'm going to take the under in this. I don't look at Washington as some team who's lighting up the lamp, and they're going to be going on the road against a team who doesn't light up the lamp. And they have the under at 6.5. Hopefully, by the time you see this video, it's still at 6.5 because that thing's going to be moonwalking throughout the course of the day, especially after you knuckleheads get all your bets in. But I'm going to take the under 6.5 in that one. And then, also in that game, if you want to pair, if you want to go to the puck line total combo, I prefer Columbus plus 1.5. I understand they're garbage. I understand they get shut out. I understand. It's all about situations. You come home after a shutout, that's likely a game where you can reverse course and reverse your team's momentum. Washington, conversely, goes on the road after a loss. That's a setup spot for them to potentially lose. If you have semi-balls, you go Columbus Blue Jackets plus 1.5. If you have standard balls, you go with Columbus to win the game. If you have massive balls, you go Columbus in 60 minutes. If you just have gigantic, you have an actual grapefruit issue, you can go Columbus Blue Jackets puck line. And then also in that game, you want to know who's due for a point, whose price is down low enough where, okay, we got to take that because obviously he's blasting all these one-timers on the power play, and he has all those opportunities with Gaudreau to set him up. I'm going to take Patrick Laine to register a point in this one. So that's my assortment of Blue Jackets. But how about that? Of all these bets so far, the 2 teams I've given you to put on your ticket are the Philadelphia Flyers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. And don't think that that's lost on me. I know. Listen, the process don't change, okay? Only the sniffs do. And lastly, I was talking about those Bruins, how that could be a potential Well, if I have to take a side on that, I really think this one ends kind of maybe 3-2 in overtime once again. I'll take the Kings plus 1.5 in that one. I know. If you want to pair it with another plus 1.5 on the late game, the early games treat you well, like last night. So if Columbus comes through and Philly comes through, considering if you have the balls to play those 2 teams, then 2 that I like late night, Pittsburgh plus 1.5, and also the Kings plus 1.5. But you're betting against essentially the number 1 seed in the West and the number 1 seed in the East. But that's what the sniffs are all about, ladies and gentlemen. And the worst part about that Pittsburgh plus is it's like minus I don't even want to tell you. It's up there. It is up there. And since I'm giving you those up there ones, let me give you one final combo. It's something that I know all of you don't get. The other night, I saw a comment saying, hey, man, some of these exotic bets we don't get, so I'm trying to kind of limit the amount of those that I give you. But also, if I give you some of these, isn't the information in there to make a bet on your, like, if I give you, under 6.5 with the both teams over 1.5 goal, well, doesn't that provide you information as to things you can take that are on your site? Anyway, I like in the Vancouver game against the Avalanche, both teams to score 2 goals, and then combine that with the Devils and the Blues. Both teams to score 2 goals. That will put you in plus money, and that's what I've been kind of doing those lately. I'm trying to pick 2 games where I really feel like, not necessarily, might not be an over. It might end up 5 goals, 6 goals. However, I think both teams will score 2, and if you combine both of those, that will put you in plus money. I know it's on DraftKings Sportsbook, so that's usually where I put those ones in. And then that Devils game, that's another one. My gut tells me Devils. My gut's telling me the Devils are going to take that confidence from last night and the great play in the previous 2 games, albeit in losses, and they'll probably find a way to win another one. That is everything that I got for you in this one. I know, full slate Thursday. You wanted to hear big names. You wanted to hear big Leafs. You wanted to hear big Knights and Bruins, Canes. Nope, none of them. None of them for me tonight. But that's why this is a Sniffers channel. Okay, you want to go to the Chalk channel? It's down the block. Go ahead. He's just going to tell you, take the Rangers. Yeah, take the Rangers and Carolina. Those are my 7 p.m. picks. No, not around here. All right, everybody. As always, you subscribe to the channel. If you don't do it after these last couple of nights, you really are one interesting kind of person. You really are a stubborn guy. You better hope betting karma gods ain't coming after you. Same type of thing with my social media. You know how it goes. When I have big weeks, you better be trekking over there, or the betting gods will come for you too. Because I know you guys sneak that extra pick in on those parlays. You go, I'm going to take 2 of Andy's, but then my own. I need to add my own rainbow sprinkles on there. And we know what the rainbow sprinkles do to a solid vanilla sundae from Carvel, a place that I don't even know if it exists anymore. All right, that's it for me. I'm done talking. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good luck to you. Better luck to me. Do all that, subscribe and follow me. See you later.